Okay. Um, Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ashish Patel. I am the CEO of Pilera, and I decided to do this webinar today instead of having my team do it, mainly because Board Plus is such an important product for Pilera. A couple of housekeeping things that I want to mention at the beginning of the webinar while we wait for other people to join us. All attendees are currently in listen-only mode. We will be having a Q&A at the end. Or what I'll do is I'll just try to monitor. I also got Sumedha from our marketing on the webinar, and she's monitoring the Q&A. And towards the end, if we have time, I'll answer a few of the Q&A. And if we don't have enough time, we will make sure to email back to the people, respond back. So any questions, feel free to post them in the chat, in the Q&A section. And the other thing is we will be recording this webinar, and we will be sending a copy to everyone a few days after the webinar is over. So please make sure to keep an eye out in your inbox for that. And so feel free to reach out to us, also to our support, our sales, if you have any questions after I walk through the webinar. So having said that, I'm going to get started. Sumedha, did you want me to cover anything else?
No, I think we're all set to go. Thanks, Ashish.
Cool. All right. So you guys should be able to see my screen. I'm sharing my screen. So I'm just going to give a 2-minute overview of all the products that we offer before we take a deep dive into the Board Plus product. So we offer communication, maintenance, help desk. Board Plus is a product we're going to talk about today. For communication, and as most of our clients that are on the call know, we offer the premier product for communication, being able to reach residents via email, phone call, and texting. And we also offer foreign language translation for over 100 different languages, history of audio communication. For the maintenance product, we have a robust work order tracking system that's being utilized throughout the country for day-to-day management of all the work orders, being able to assign work orders to a team member or to an outside vendor, automated notification to your vendors about certificate of insurance expiration. For our help desk product, we have a ticketing system that allows you to track all the activities that goes on between the staff and the residents in the community. And it's a task management system in essence for internal to the office staff. And then the Board Plus takes that a little bit further, and it's a task management system designed specifically between an HOA board and the management. So this allows you to create tickets assigned to a board member, and board member can respond to a ticket, they can reassign it to somebody else, and that's what I'm going to show you today. And as part of the Board Plus, we also offer architecture change requests and rule violations and custom calendars as well. Just to finish up our product offering, the other 3 products that we offer is the resident portal for residents being able to log in, pay their dues, access community documents, open work orders. For condominiums and rental type of properties, we also offer residents being able to enter their tenants information for communication, upload their documents, they can upload their car information, pets, insurance, pretty much the whole gamut for self-management of the residents to save you time, save your staff time. And then we also offer community websites for any of the communities that's looking for a website presence, and which is integrated with the Pilera product as well. So it's a single sign-on. They don't have to re-enter the login information, but they can access community internal pages on the website as well as any external pages for marketing purposes for somebody who's not living in the community. So for today, I'm going to walk you through our Board Plus product. I'm going to give you high-level introduction to it. I'm not going to go into all the details related to it, but as I mentioned, feel free to ask any questions at the end, which we will cover at the end, or feel free to reach out to us after the webinar is done. And as I mentioned, we are going to be recording this for some of the new people who just joined, and we will send you an email notification with a recording as well. So for the Board Plus, as I mentioned, the key part of the Board Plus is a ability to open task and assign it to a board member. So because we have a task management system for the office staff, one of the things that people are asking me for all the time is like, Ashish, do you have something that allows us to assign and manage tasks between board members and the management? So we took our ticketing system that we built for internal staff and expanded to being able to assign it to board members. So this is Pilera, as many of the clients that are on the webinar can see. When you log into Pilera, I'm logged in currently as a manager, and as a manager, we have a dashboard that shows you any tasks that are currently assigned to you, any work orders, any architecture change requests. For the current community that I'm looking at, which is the Hogwarts HOA, or if I have multiple communities, it'll show you across the portfolio of communities that you manage and that you work with, all the tickets that are currently assigned to you from your portfolio. So let's just assume it's a board meeting, and during the meeting, there's a bunch of 10 action items that came out of the meeting. As the board and the staff is discussing those items, this is our task management system. This is the board plus. So during the meeting, they can just go in, put in the subject, description, category, and subcategory, and you can customize these categories and subcategories at the community level. So in one community, you might be doing bids, and then you can just say roofing project or painting. And then you can add comments as well as far as what the board members are able to view. If you don't want to share or show that to the board members that you added this task and keep it internal, you can do that as well. You can assign it to yourself. I'm logged in as J.K. Rowling right now. You can assign it to somebody else, one of the other managers in your staff, or you can assign it to a particular board member that you want to have a follow-up on this. But let's just say something that I need to work on as a J.K. Rowling. I can even attach documents to it. And then when you add a ticket into Pilera, it'll become an open ticket. It'll be a new ticket. And as you're working on the ticket as a manager, I can go in and add comments. The other nice thing about this is during a weekend, a board has a question, let's just say it's after hours. So they can log in anytime during 24 hours and open a ticket and assign it to a manager. So instead of sending via email, the nice thing about this is that other people, that the managers, or if it's a board member, the other board members can see what somebody else has already opened. And the manager that the board member assigns the ticket to is gonna get an email notification that this ticket was just opened by a board member. So when they log in, they can open the ticket, they can acknowledge the ticket, they can add comments as a manager. I can just say, let's just say, I'm just gonna put my name, I don't even need to, but just say, I will work on this and we'll get back to you next week. Or the nice thing about the comments is the approval process. Right now this is not assigned to a manager, but let's just say for now, I'm just going to assign it to myself. And the nice thing about this is when a board changeover occurs after an election, a new set of board members come in, they can see every single ticket and everything that was worked on, and all the decisions were made by previous board. So this eliminates a lot of guessing work. Why did we choose that landscaping company, or who approved that landscaping company? So Pilera tracks all that information. Because Pilera not only tracks all the tickets, we actually track everything that happened to a ticket from a creation to completion. So we will show you which board member opened it, if it's a manager who opened it, when the comments were added, when the ticket was closed, and all the conversations that goes on. So instead of having it in an email, this is all tracked in Pilera for you. So once the ticket is closed, I can close the ticket. And so this is just a working of the, once I finish with the ticket, I can just go and close it as well. And as I'm working on the ticket, I can also notify other board members about this. So when I say that, excuse me, the board members can see, the board members can be notified automatically as you're working on the ticket. Or you can notify other task managers in your company, so other people are assigned to this community as well, so they know what's going on as far as any work that's being worked on for the task or the opened by the board members. At the end of the month, during your board meetings, we have an Excel reports, so you can actually do an Excel report summary reports. You can do a combine multiple tickets reports as well. And one of the newer things we introduced earlier this year, is a detailed reports. So now in one Excel file, some of our new clients might not even be aware of this, that you can actually have all the different various tickets available in one report. And that can be emailed directly to the board members, to the other community managers, or to a custom email address that you want to send it to, or just to yourself for your just for your purposes. Search date, start date, end date. So you can do that. And I'm just going to show you. We actually have a ebook that we created that just shows the types of tickets that you can create. I'm sorry, the ticket analytics reports you can create through the Excel files that we provide. So we have a 5-minute video that explains, it's a pivot tables if you're not familiar with it in Excel. And then you can see how many tickets, mean which of your staff is working on what task, how many tickets are currently open. So this gives you an overview of your entire portfolio and all the work orders that are currently being worked on. You can slice and dice your data and create these charts for work orders. You can create them for the board task items. We also have an activity call log, which is part of our help desk product. So if you want to track all the interactions that occur with each residence, so at the end of the month or at the end of the year, you can present a report like this to your community board saying, here's everything we did for you last year, and your 100-unit association is creating twice as much work for us than our normal client. So for that size, so this is why we need to raise your prices or whatever. So it gives you business analytics into what's going on and all the interactions you're having with your residents, as well as all the work that's being done by your staff. And the other nice thing about this is, as a senior manager or somebody, I can actually see everything that my managers are currently working on. So when I go in here, you can selectively choose a particular manager, and then you can see all the tasks that they currently have opened. So if you get a call from a board member saying, hey, Joe Smith is not getting back to the residents in a timely manner, or they're not responding to board. We reached out to him 2 weeks ago. You can exactly see what is on Joe's plate and make sure that he's not overwhelmed or if he's just goofing off or whatever. So especially working remotely in coronavirus, this kind of gives you more visibility into what your staff is doing. So you can make sure all the work is being done in properly timed manner and people are being responded to as well. So being in the office is one thing, but working remotely, this kind of gives you visibility into what's going on in your company. So that's our board plus. So once you assign a ticket to a board member, what I do want to show you is we also have a dashboard for a board member. So as a board member, I can go in here, I can see what are the currently tasks that are currently assigned to me. So as a manager, let's just say that I opened a task and then I want to have one of the board members approve this. So I can just go in here and then I can just assign it to a board member, say, to Cho Chang, and then they're going to get an email notification that this task was just assigned to them as well. So when they log in to Pilera next time, they have their own dashboard showing all the open tasks that are currently assigned to them. So when they go into the details for their task, they can see all the tasks that are currently open in the community that's being shared with the other managers as well, and other board members. And as a board member, let's just say if this was assigned to me, I can go in here. So basically I can just filter by my name, or I can even just say, show me all the tasks assigned to me here. And then once again, just like it is a manager, I can go in and I can add my comments as a board member, and I can notify the manager, and I can reassign this back to the manager. Or if I want another board member to now approve this or to see this, I can reassign it to the next person in the chain for the approval process. And Pilera will log who approved it, what status was changed, on what date, what comments was added. So you have a full accountability history through the life of that ticket. And once again, the board members have access to this. They can also do reports on all the tickets that are currently being worked on. And don't forget, though, you do have the option of not showing a particular ticket to the board if you just want to keep it internal to your office staff. So, but if you were sharing it with the boards, they would actually have the visibility into all the task management as well for all the tasks that is currently being assigned to you. So that's our Board Plus. It's a ticket management system. It's a task management system between the board members and the management. And once again, it's the accountability aspect. And you can also slice and dice your data as far as like, let me just see all the bids that are currently waiting to be approved, or show me all the closed tickets that we did last year or last month. So during the next board meeting, if you wanted to, you can see what was discussed and what closed last month, so that everybody's up to date and during the meeting as well. So next thing I'm going to talk about is our architecture change request module, which is also part of the Board Plus. So on this browser, I'm logged in as a resident. And as a resident, I can go in, I can see I have one open architecture change request. And then when I go into the detail, if I wanted to open another one, I can also just go into my unit navigation option here and just create a new architecture change request. So as a resident, I can just go in and create an architecture change request, due date. And we purposely kept the categories and subcategories out of this because when we did our research and talked to various clients and communities, we were finding there was just, everybody has such a different way of doing architecture change requests. So we wanted to keep it more basic. And we do have electronic forms. So if you wanted to have more complexity, architecture change requests. So this is more or less a ticketing system to track, so residents can go in, they can attach a document about the request that they have. And this will automatically go into the community managers that are assigned to this community. And when they log in, they're going to be able to see all the tickets that's been, all the architecture change requests that's come in, that's been assigned to them as well. So when they go in here, and then I can see there's open 6 architecture change requests for this community. And then when I click on the detail, I'm going to see all the architecture change requests that came in that are currently being worked on for this community. And just like with the task management, I can go in here and I can go and update the status of the ticket. I can change this acknowledged, in progress, rejected, whatever. I can add comments that only the boards can see and the managers can see. I can also share the comments with the residents on their portal when they log in. So if I only want these comments to be seen by the resident, but if I want to have an internal communication with the board for their approval, I can go in here and I can also notify the boards or the other managers in the community as I update, as a manager, as I update the comments. And then this will notify the boards as to what's transpiring. So they're going to get an email notification that I'm waiting for an approval. I can also just assign this for the board for approval. So I can assign it to Cho Chang first, and he's going to get an email notification. So about that, this architecture change request ticket was just assigned to them. So next time they log in on the dashboard, they're going to see and they can approve it, or they can reassign it back to the next person in the chain for the approval. And once again, Pilera will log and track all the approvals and all the comments and all the threaded conversations that goes on via email. That's going to be all in one place for your reports, for your board meeting reports, for at the end of the year reports, and once again, accountability for the next board that takes over. Or if an office staff leaves the company and they're no longer working or employed, everything is in one place as opposed to tracking it down in emails, threads or inboxes and sent mail folder. So Pilera makes it very nice and concise for you to be able to do that. You can also do Excel reports and analytics reports on the architecture change request as well, just like with the board task management. The final ticketing system that's included as part of the Board Plus product is the rule violations. So right now, as a manager, let's just say there's a couple of ways that you can assign a rule violation. So when I'm working with an occupant, there's a quick add ticket. I can go and assign a work or rule violation to them, or I can go in and or I can even create an architecture change request while I'm talking to them on the phone. This is part of our help desk product, the occupant can log, I can open work orders, which is part of our maintenance product, or then I can just do a rule violation for somebody. And now they're pre-populated. This is a rule violations for Harry Potter. And I can just say, as far as what the category and the subcategory, the illegal activities or whatever that they're doing, and they're gonna get an email notification that this violation just occurred. You can also attach a document, like if you have an official like photos or something that you want to show them, or you can attach that to the ticket as well. So what's the rule violation? Just like with the other ticket systems that we have, you can go in and you can update the status of the rule violation here. So I can just acknowledge or completed the rule violation. You can assign it to the next manager to follow up on it. So if you want to assign it to yourself later on, let's just say 1 month later, to see if they address the issue or not. And just like with the comments with the Board Plus, you can add comments that the residents should be able to get visibility into, or just the managers. And then once again, I will track all the events that are going on with the rule violations as well. Right now, we have not opened up the rule violations to the residents, but we have built that. So in the future, when we do that, we're going to be able to show and share that with them. So that's our rule violation ticketing system. And once again, you can actually see and slice and dice your data as far as show me all the particular violations that I need to follow up on. There's a follow-up date as well for the ticket as well. So you can just say, what date that you want to look back into. So let's just say a ticket was open today, but I want to follow up on this 1 month later to see if the issue was addressed or not. So you can see all the violations that you need to follow up on before you want to send an official notice to them as well. So for rule violations, it's a ticket tracking system for us right now. We do not generate PDF letters from this at the moment. So right now it's more or less email communication, notifying residents about rule violations with email. You can attach Word documents if you wanted to leave for with the official letter if you wanted to, and then send off a notification, track it, and clear it this way. The last product, the module as part of the Board Plus, is a custom calendars. So as a manager, so this is our calendar view. As some of our clients may recall, we used to rely on Google Calendars in the past, but now we have built a custom calendar. And some of you will be happy to hear that we are actually currently working on recurring events. So you're going to be able to add recurring events to your calendar. So the custom calendar allows you to create as many calendars as you need. So if you have a clubhouse calendar, or if you have a particular committee's calendar, and you can say what, when are those committees going to be meeting as such, and you can share this information with the residents. And as if I want to just add a new event, I can just click on any day the event needs to be added. The calendar, so if you have multiple calendars, which calendar the event belongs to, start date, end date, and as I mentioned, we're going to be adding recurring. We are planning to roll that out by January, and I'm being conservative, so hopefully before that. And then if I already have an event in here, and if I want to send a reminder out to somebody, so let's just say as I'm getting close to this event, I can send notification. And this allows me to send reminders just to the owners in the community, to the other managers, or tenants, and then, or I can just do it at a street level or building level, just like with our announcements feature in the communication product. And this gives you a quick and easy way to notify the residents or remind them about the upcoming events that's going to be going on in the community. So going back to this slide, we talked about the Board Plus, which is the task management system to share a task between the board members and the management, being able to track all the comments and statuses of the tickets, the architecture change requests, the rule violations, and customized calendars, which is the custom calendar feature. So basically at this point, there have been few questions that came in, and feel free to ask questions, or you can reach out to our support as well and sales. So Rita, can you just give me the couple of questions that came in?
Yeah, sure. All right. Excuse me. So the first question that we have is, do residents receive an email when we accept or reject an architectural request?
Yes, so we do notify, and actually the notification feature allows you to notify board members as well as, other community managers as well, or to the resident as you're working on tickets, depending on what type of ticket it is.
Okay, all right. And then another question regarding residents as well. Can residents attach a document to an architectural request?
Yes, the residents can do this architecture change request. You as a manager can actually, for any type of ticketing, they all support documents. So even work order tickets for that matter. And rule violations and architecture change requests and the board task management, as well as the activity call log feature that we offer as part of the help desk product.
Okay, and then we have another question that just came in. When an architectural request comes in, can we make it go to a manager only before the board sees it? And same with the work orders.
I think we'll probably have to talk to the dev team. Sarah, thanks for the question. And we'll have to get back to you on that. To be honest with you, I don't know the answer to that exactly. I think we would have to discuss it internally before we can say yes or no.
Okay, and then can you customize the status in architectural requests, and can you customize the email responses when you change the status?
You can customize the email responses, but not the status. The main reason for that is because the status is a very high level ticketing. That's so we actually that would impact all of our other tickets as well, systems, work orders and rule violations and everything else as well. So you're not able to customize the status, but you can customize the email response when you respond, when you change the status.
Okay, okay, good.
I think that's pretty much all the questions that we had. Thanks, everyone. I hope you guys are staying safe during this craziness and enjoy the holidays as the best you can with even through the COVID.